everyone, welcome to the latest edition of the Brian Boyer Show. Alongside A-State head women's basketball coach Brian Boyer, I'm Brad Bobo. The regular season is over. It's the postseason for Arkansas State. The postseason begins this week in New Orleans at the Sun Belt Conference Basketball Championship. Coach, we will recap your two wins to close out this regular season in just a moment, but in general, I know, and I love the fact that you're of this opinion. You came out after Saturday's win, which gave you a school record tie in 21 wins in the regular season, and made no bones about it. You think you just finished the best regular season in program history?
Well, I think in my opinion it is, and I would argue with anybody that, and I think it's something these players can be proud of, and we should all be grateful to them for the year that they've had, the way they've competed. Ties a regular season record, but the game has changed. From not only last 10 years ago, but 20 years ago, and so much more of an investment in women's basketball. Full scholarships across the board, full staffs across the board. 21 regular season wins in this day and age, you've done something. And then on top of that, to be able to do it with the non-conference schedule that we had, this team accomplished a lot this year.
Win number 20 was Thursday night at the Convocation Center. South Alabama comes in. 70-60 is the final scores. We'll take a look at some of the highlights from that win over the Jaguars. And this was a game in which a little bit different way to go about it than your team's accustomed to. You won this ball game shooting 33% from the field.
Yeah, that's right. Usually it's the other way around. It's usually our offense carries us, and this one is you just kind of got through it. Not really that crisp offensively, and neither defense either, and just found a way. Just had enough of those small spurts to get a margin, and we knew going into this that the way they were going to defend, it was going to be really important. The way they're going to pack things in, it was going to be really important that we get the ball inside. And we struggled inside. And I think we were 0 for out of our front line in the first half. And then second half we did a better job of getting it inside and really took over there and was able to get the lead. Yeah,
you're in the process here of building a 14-point lead, and I think you would have thought or maybe hoped on some level that South Alabama, with the season it's had, might have just decided to call it a night down 14, and the Jaguars did not.
Well, we went into the last media timeout, and I was praising the team because we had harped about defense. We had held this team to 21 points, and it was like, this is what I was looking for. And we came out in about a 2-minute stretch. They scored 10 straight points to get it to 31 at half, which is over their average. So, we just had a small lapse there that really, cost us, or otherwise we could have really, spread that margin at halftime.
Come out to start the second half, scored the first 7 points here to bump the lead up to 10 again.
Yeah, and again, never really, comfortably, got away from it. But you see there a great pass by Drea to Jazz, and Jazz was just crucial. Ends up with 21 points, and majority of that all came in the second half. Came a lot in the second half, but also a lot of it came off the free throws. She had a really good night shooting from the free throw line, and and there again you see that they're really doubling and hedging on the ball screens with Drea, and fortunately you've got Khadijah knocking down some shots there, and there's Jazz getting on an offensive rebound and getting a 3-point play.
As once again South Alabama came from double figures down, and this game sat at 3 points for a pretty good long while. It took a late surge to finally get this one in the win column.
Yeah, I mean it again, too close for comfort, and again, while we weren't as a whole, the whole game great defensively, we did have some stretches, and that's one of those stretches where at 3 we had to get some stops, and we did, and just long enough for us to finally get that offense back going.
Mentioned Jasmine Hunt with the big night mostly at the free throw line. Drea Gamble struggled from the field. That's a big one there.
That was huge. That was maybe the shot of the game. That really pretty much put it out of reach. But up until that shot, it was still very much, I think, at that 3-point margin, very much within reach. It was a huge shot by Drea to have the guts to pull that and knock it down.
That gave Arkansas State 20 regular season wins for the first time in back-to-back seasons since 1992-93. Again, 4 players in double figures. Jasmine Hunt, her third double-double with 20 points and 11 rebounds. So that set the scene for Saturday's Senior Day affair against Louisiana Lafayette. We'll have highlights of that You'll see plenty of A-State's 2 seniors as we roll along as well, and we'll get you set for the Sun Belt Conference Basketball Championship when the Brian Boyer Show continues right after a timeout.
It's time to head to the Big Easy and cheer your team on as they are NOLA bound. The Sun Belt Championship is back in New Orleans as teams fight for a chance at March Madness glory. Come see who will be crowned champions at the Sun Belt Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, presented by First Bank and Trust. Contact your school's ticket office today.
We're back on the Brian Boyer Show. Arkansas State closed out the regular season at the Convo this past Saturday, welcoming Louisiana Lafayette into Jonesboro, a team that you fell to on the road. And I know you thought this was a very nice, stiff challenge for your team heading into New Orleans.
Well, I do, and I think this Lafayette team's good, and they the fastest team in the league. Not necessarily the scoring, that would probably go to Troy, but as far as just actual speed of players, the fastest team in the league, the quickest team in the league. They force the most turnovers in the league. Can cause you a lot of problems with their defense because of their quickness. They take a lot of charges. They really clog things up and help. And and all those were the factors in us losing down at their place. And but really, really proud of this team. I honestly couldn't have asked for a better performance. I thought it was very good, start to finish. Defense, offense. I thought we were really good in this game.
Really solid performance for Arkansas State that resulted in a fairly one-sided win as we take a look at the highlights. And of course, the day started with honoring your 2 seniors. We'll hear more in just a little bit from Jasmine Hunt and Hannah Cadan.
Yeah, and this is I think people underestimate, you look at them as these, college athletes, Division I athletes, but these games are still a challenge, just the emotions that come involved. Moms coming all the way halfway across the country for both of them to watch them play, and a lot of distractions, routine changes and all that. So, it's really great when these two, you see seniors play like they did and be able to handle all the emotions and everything that goes with it.
Well, we'll skip right to it. Jasmine Hunt will remember her senior day game, I would imagine, forever. 21 points, a perfect day, 8 of 8 from the field and 5 of 5 from the free throw line.
Yeah, and she was, and there was never any, those weren't flukes. I mean, every post up was strong, every finish was strong. She was sure of everything, and even the free throws really didn't even draw iron very often. Just a really good game. But more importantly to me, obviously that was huge. But she was a big part of what I thought was maybe our team's best rebounding effort in a long time. We defensively we rebounded it really well, and just kept them to one shot, which gave us a chance.
4-point play for Drea Gamble in this one is after the rare off shooting day for your team, your offense was back in its stride here Saturday.
Yeah, and the thing with Lafayette is again, if you take care of the basketball, you're going to have some chances to get some open shots, because of the way they really just they crowd the backcourt and really press you in front, and take chances and gamble, and and they get a lot of steals and turnovers that way. But when you're able to take care of it, you're going to, a lot of cases, get a lot of 3-on-2s and 4-on-3s and those type of things. Then you just got to make the shots, and fortunately we were able to do that.
Yeah, Khadijah Brown Haywood, among other things, is sort of taken over sort of what we saw Jane Morrell do a lot of times against the zone. She knows how to get to the soft spot and hit jumpers.
Yeah, one of my big concerns this year was not having protection for Drea like we did last year, where Jane was able to set all those ball screens and pop, and people couldn't just double team Drea because they had to stay with Jane and her ability to shoot. And we've had the same thing this year with Khadijah. She has been very effective, ball screening and popping and knocking down open shots. And
occasionally going to the rim, as you see right there as we go into the second half here. Double-digit lead at the half, and boy, Brittany Gill had herself a big second half.
Yeah, she really did. A lot of, and that move there in particular, I thought it was one of the best moves of the night. And then you see here, getting out in the open court, a 2-on-1, and Jazz able to finish, and get to the free throw line. Good minutes from Jess Flannery too. Took I think 2 charges, attempted another one, and knocked down a 3, and just kind of not only gave our team life, kind of got the crowd into it as well, kind of gave the crowd some life too.
Yeah, Jess Flannery does things that, just to your point, actually repeating your point, she does things that energizes your bench, and at home it certainly gets the crowd going.
Yeah, it does, and we needed that. I thought there were some stretches where I'm not sure the crowd realized how good our opponent was, and we needed to get a little life and energy, and Jess did a good job of helping us with that.
More work down the stretch here as the lead eventually got over 20 points, and to your team's credit, kept it there.
Yeah, we did. We were never totally relaxed, which I was proud of the team. One of the good things was 2 nights before we were able to watch a Lafayette team that was down 22 to Little Rock and cut it to 2. Lafayette is a team of runs, getting 4-point runs or 7-point runs, and we really was able to limit that. A couple 4-point runs in the first half. They had 1 7-point run midway through the second half, but for the most part, we were able to prevent the big emotional runs that Lafayette depends on.
How about Crystal Holloway getting into the action? We saw Crystal score. We're going to see Ago Abanabo, a freshman, come in and get into the fun, and then we'll see the day end with curtain calls for your seniors.
Nothing better than to get a win on senior night and be able to get your seniors out a little early and get them an ovation like they deserve, and also get those freshmen in there too. Get them in the mix, get them some playing time.
87-65 the final. A-State, which shot 33% on Thursday night, shot over 54% in this one. And once again, and I've lost track of how many times this has happened over the course of the season, we see your team put 5 players in double figures.
Yeah, we've it's become more and more with this team, and as we know, with Drea, there's so much of an emphasis being put on her, and we've got to find some other scoring, and it's good to see Hannah getting back in that double-figure scoring column, and Brittany Gill giving us great minutes off the bench. Coming in really with more of a scoring mentality than what she has early on in the year. Jasmine was really good too. So it's good to see obviously getting that many people in double figures.
Arkansas State ends the regular season, in fact, with 4 players averaging double figures in the scoring column. 2 of those are Jasmine Hunt and Hannah Cadan. A-State's 2 seniors. We'll have a special look at these 2 important members of the program when the Brian Boyer Show continues after this.
It's time to head to the Big Easy and cheer your team on as they are NOLA bound. The Sun Belt Championship is back in New Orleans as teams fight for a chance at March Madness glory. Come see who will be crowned champions at the Sun Belt Men's and Women's Basketball Tournament, presented by First Bank and Trust. Contact your school's ticket office today.
We're back on the Brian Boyer Show. A-State's about to head to New Orleans for the Sun Belt Conference Championship. We'll preview that tournament in just a moment, but right now I want to take a look at A-State's 2 seniors honored before their final regular season home game on Saturday, but we now want to give you a special look at Hannah Cadan and Jasmine Hunt.
I chose Arkansas State because when I came here, I liked the team. They were very welcoming, and the coaches seemed down to earth and stuff like that. So I just felt like it was like a home away from home when I came here.
A-State was always one that kind of always had that faith in me, even though I got hurt, and even though it might have been tough for me to come back, they stuck with me, and they were the first ones to offer me too. Besides that, when I came on my visit, I just remember meeting all the fans at the game, and they were just the sweetest people in the world, and they were really welcoming, and it just kind of felt like a home. My freshman year, I was really timid. I was really scared. I was a scared little puppy. I was afraid to talk to anybody, afraid to do anything, but just being around the people I've gotten to be around and some of the things I've gotten to experience, I've, just grown a lot. I think I've learned a lot.
My favorite moment was the Arkansas State versus Little Rock game when I scored the 2 free throws to win the game for us. That was my favorite moment.
Jazz and I are probably the only ones on the team. We have been through the very tough times and the very good times. We had to go through, a couple of really tough seasons, and then we also got to go through the, conference championship season and things like that. So we've had to push each other through a lot of stuff and get through a lot of tough stuff, but I've always been glad she's always been there, stuck on my side no matter what. And it's been awesome to watch her grow and just get better over the last few years because she's really made a difference for us this year.
She was always encouraging, and she was just always easy to talk to. I could count on her if I needed any advice or anything. She was always there to give me advice, and she was just very encouraging.
More than anything this year, especially the coaching staff that I've had, they put their confidence in me and helped me feel confident in myself and being a leader and getting through this year and helping us have even a better year than what we had last year. They've just really encouraged me and held me accountable for everything that I needed to do this year.
They just kept pushing me even when I thought I had, nothing left to give. They would always push me, and I feel like them pushing me got me to where I am today.
This genuinely is probably the best community that I could have been brought into. And all the people that I've met, whether it be just fans or the teammates that I've had or the coaches that I've had, or even our staff, our athletic director, things like that, they've really been a huge support no matter what, all the way through. College basketball is hard, and you can't really get through it without having people like that surrounding you, so that's probably the biggest thing for me.
Continue to be hardworking and be determined and never give up. Even when it looks like, it's the end and you can't do anymore, just never give up.
Well, Coach, but everybody, says good things about their seniors, and no matter what, if a senior has put in their time and finished their eligibility at this level, they've made contributions to a program. But certainly the case with year two, and in each situation, whether it be medically for Hannah and just sort of waiting her turn somewhat for Jazz, they both have been a study in perseverance.
Well, that's for sure. With both of them, obviously with Hannah, I don't know many people, period, that could go through what she's been through with the number of surgeries she's had. I've said, for years she probably double, triples the number of hours that the normal athlete puts in just because of all the different rehabs and the therapies and everything she's had to go through. And she's always done it with a great attitude, and there was never, to my knowledge, I had never any thought of giving it up or quitting. It was always just, this is what I'm going to do to move forward. This is it, and great attitude. And then with Jazz, the one thing you get with her is, it's just the ability to stick with things. And we live in a day and age where it's a quick fix. Young people, they want immediate results. They want immediate playing time, or they want to look elsewhere. That's the way it works. And but Jazz didn't. She bought her time and was a valuable part of this team, even when she wasn't starting. The first 3 years here, playing a lot of minutes, or a few minutes behind Jane Morrell, and waited her turn. And boy, did we need her to come up as big as she has this year. And borderline, I won't be shocked if she's not all conference this year, the way she's played.
So they've been a part of one of the winningest stretches in A-State history. They represent one of the winningest classes in the history of this program, and have Arkansas State set as the 2 seed as we head to New Orleans this week for the Sun Belt Conference Championship. Taking a look at the bracket, Coach, and of course it's not going to be easy when you get to this point, and certainly the path to a Sun Belt title, not easy for your team. As the 2 seed, you open up Wednesday at 5 against Appalachian State, a team that handed you a 1-point loss on the road.
Yeah, I think this entire tournament, I would not. There's not a single thing that I would consider an upset in this deal. Any team could win, and it's been a few years that I've been able to say that. in this league, but it's very, very balanced, top to bottom, 1 through 8, and you know, ours as well. You know, we're playing a 7 seed that you know, you're around me when this season started. I thought this team was a legitimate contender to win this thing. You know, very talented, very explosive offensively. Had a little stretch during the middle of the year. They had their all-conference player was without her, took some losses, and she's back now. And this is a very good team, a team that could win this tournament. You know, along with, you know, honestly, 7 others.
And that is the matchup Wednesday at 5, semifinals on Friday. Championship game, which we hope includes Arkansas State, again coming up Saturday night in New Orleans. I guess just to wrap it up here, sort of close out the regular season and look to the week, kind of assess where you think your team is heading down to the Big Easy.
Well, it's you know, I felt better after Saturday. You know, I was concerned coming into Saturday because we looked like a team that maybe had maybe tapped out a little bit. We looked really tired and worn out, and even all the practices, you know, it just doesn't seem like I can give them enough rest, you know. And but it was good to see the newfound energy on Saturday, and you know, we ended up regular season again 21 wins. I've seen 3 NCAA tournament predictions, bracket predictions. 2 of them have us in as an at-large seed. 1 of them has us as one of the first 4 not in. So, you know, we're close. You know, and another win would help. Another 2 wins would help, and I know for sure 3 wins
That would help.
That would really help.
Well, good luck going after those 3 wins in New Orleans.
All right, thanks.
We hope to see you all in New Orleans as well as A-State makes a march to the Sun Belt Tournament. For the coach, I'm Brad Bobo. Thanks for joining us on The Brian Boyer Show.